Anyway, hope everyone's having a good night. So first off, whoa, Nightmare's camera went fucking wild for a second.
What did it do?
You know, like in DBD when you play Spirit and she starts to phase. It kind of looked like that. Nightmare is our very special guest star this evening. Nightmare, you want to give a little old intro about yourself, plug some shit, tell us about you.
Well, I like long walks on the beach, and sometimes I like to hide people in my basement. I'm Nightmare. I am a content creator on TikTok and Twitch, and other platforms, link in bio. But yeah, I'm a hot mess, so like, welcome to the shit show.
There are hot mess though, Wifey. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
True. Okay, so yeah, and you guys obviously know Ollie and Puka. I mean, everyone's here is from Ollie's stream anyway, so let's all be honest with yourselves. But yeah, you want to give, for anyone that might not know, you want to give like just a brief intro, both of you guys.
Well, I know Waifu's kind of AFK, but if you are here and you don't know who I am, my name is Ollie. On like literally all social platforms, I'm Ghoul Bagel. Mostly on Twitch and TikTok is where I hang out. I like to call myself a cosplayer. I'm also a mom.
I'd say you're a cosplayer, yeah.
I can't do fucking laundry. And I like to collect rocks. I like to spend all my money on rocks.
That she does. She loves random fucking rocks that she could find outside, but instead chooses not to. So, and then Puka, I mean, I think she's, like you said, a little bit AFK, but Puka's in pretty much everyone's stream. You'll find her fucking anywhere you look on Twitch. She does a bunch of random ass shit causing chaos everywhere.
Resident chaos demon.
Yeah, and Nightmare, you have a TikTok and all that stuff too. I shouted out your Twitch. I don't know how to link TikTok and shit, but
I don't either.
Look up her username on everything. Nightmare's great. One of my very good friends that I've come close to over the last couple months. But yeah, so and then me, obviously, if you don't know me, I'm a variety streamer. I took my roots in Dead by Daylight, kind of branched out to variety and found a bit of a home in some Souls games. I fucking love me some Dark Souls. I just love getting fucking angry and making myself mad.
Glutton for punishment.
I'm pretty much fucking awful at everything. So it appears as if Ollie's left as well. So tonight we're talking about parasocial relationships through social media. If you don't know what that means, it sounds kind of big. Basically, it's like, it's a pseudo relationship, right? So it's a one-sided relationship. And I feel like this day and age now, especially through like live streaming and stuff like that, it's really hard to avoid those kind of relationships, you know? So I think it's interesting. We all have some pretty good perspectives, not only from a content creator side of it, but also from a viewer side of it. Me, myself, I haven't experienced any of these as a content creator as of yet. I streamed for about a year, took a year and a half off, and then started again about a month ago. But I have a lot of experience from it, from a viewer perspective, so I'm excited to share that. Ollie, what is you're mostly from the perspective from a content creator, right? Do you have any kind of viewer side of it? I don't want to get into it yet, but just kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I definitely have, long before I was a content creator, like I was always a viewer. I was definitely I didn't really know what Twitch was before, I don't know, I started watching before I started taking interest in Dead by Daylight, honestly, I was like, I would watch VODs and stuff on YouTube, and I finally just like followed one of their Twitch links, and I started Twitch and TikTok around the same time. I definitely took more focus on TikTok because TikTok, for some reason, just blew the fuck up for me.
Yeah.
And so Twitch kind of fell to the wayside. But as I started like doing this in ways of like motivation and inspiration to create things, I definitely started moving over to Twitch so I could, and I encouraged people to come over from Twitch because like people always used to come into my live streams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely from the viewer side, my followed channels bar on the left side of my screen is massive, and I love hanging out in other people's streams, and it definitely warms my heart when I see people from other people's communities like coming over to say hi and like hang out and expand and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah. So Nightmare, have you, again, not getting too deep into it, kind of trying to buy some time for my boo to do her shit. But, so kind of what's your perspective? Are you coming in as a content creator, as far as pseudo relationships go? I mean, as far as more as a content creator or consumer?
I'm going to say consumer just because like, even though that I'm a mid-tier creator, like I don't have an overly large following, but I still have a decent one. I don't really have like Ollie's tier of a community. But for me, like I spend a lot of time on Twitch. I spend a lot of time on TikTok, following larger creators and creating those relationships. Not for myself, but just from that point of view, like I see a lot of it. I do have a little bit on my side as a creator. Like I do have people that like kind of like put me on that pedestal, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I come from
definitely something I want to get into this evening.
Yeah. Puka, are
that's
you
a wild ride.
Have you arrived yet?
Sorry for any coughing you hear in the background. My oldest boy has a bit of a cough.
How fucking dare he? No, she's fine.
I did give him Robitussin though, so
how dare your fucking kid be sick?
I know.
In front of all 4 of my viewers. Goddamn. The people are outraged. This Wednesday night. I saw like 4 people say that, so I feel like I had to. But thank you guys so far for all the follows. Kylie Seaman for 7. You're too kind. Does anybody have like a TBA on Puka?
No, but I have that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we won't spend too much time waiting. We'll kind of get started a little bit here. So I guess I guess Nightmare, I'm coming out on stream. So I was just kidding.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. No, so I'll ask you first, what has been your experience with parasocial relationships, as far as, both from, and you said a little bit from the creator side and then from the consumer side as well. Like what have been your experiences and how has it kind of like affected you?
I don't know. I think that being a being a content creator is wild. So I started out, like, I'm going to use TikTok for prime example. I started out on TikTok and I lurked for about a solid 1.5 years before I even remotely started creating content. One of like the first people that I started following was Ollie, actually. And like just seeing like the cosplay side of things, because like I cosplay, but I didn't know that you could like do it on an online platform the way it was being done on TikTok. So I like started following like a mass multitude of individuals like Ollie, and it was just kind of like even if they're your friend, like you put them on a pedestal, and you're kind of like I want to be like that, like that's what I want to be. So after finally after however long, I had a discussion with one of my friends in the chat here, which is Crowley, actually, and I was like fuck man, I want to do that, and he's like just do it. So I was like, okay. So I started creating, and then I started to gain a following, and that was something that myself I never thought that I would be able to obtain. I was just doing it for fun, and then people started putting me, I have 4 or 5 individuals that only duet my stuff, only push my stuff, and me personally, I can't wrap my head around it. But I can understand, because I have done that to others, where I held Ollie on such a high tier because god tier status cosplayer, hello, shapeshifter, and then we're all people. We all do, we're all different tiers. We're all worthy of attention and love. But I was just like, ha, you go here.
Yeah. So obviously you and Ollie have become really good friends, right? So where does that line come from, a pseudo relationship where someone puts you on that pedestal and it's just that way, right? It's just the one-sided, you don't really consider them friends or anything. But where does the line come between that and actually becoming friends through online content creation for you?
See, I'm pretty guarded. So I typically I don't this is a once in a lifetime kind of friendship. This happened completely by fluke. It was kind of, I feel like I was grandfathered in. It wasn't really my choice or theirs. It just kind of happened. But for other individuals, there's such a gray area where it's it can either come off as genuine, and I talk to a lot of people who interact with my Twitch, my TikTok, my other platforms that I post on, but I prefer to let it happen organically. I'll interact with you all day long, but then there's this one turning point where I'm okay, I feel reasonably safe with you. I would like to pursue a friendship from there. But otherwise, it's if I feel like you're coming off as kind of creepy, then I won't go past that point. If I gotta feel the vibe. If you don't pass the vibe check, then.
I think one of the number one turnoffs when it comes to crossing that threshold is when people just outright ask me hey, you want to be friends, or hey,
Yeah.
Will you duet this video, or will, I duetted this video of yours, will you duet of mine? I'm like, no, because you're just trying to get to me because of this weird online status, and it's really weird. And I've known Nightmare, I've known of Nightmare, and for a very long time, and she just out in the outer orbit of things, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, she just came charging in and be like, we're friends now. I'm like, okay. And it's mainly because of Puka, because
I
Puka,
was just
yeah, but I can definitely say when it comes to, even with Puka, it was just that natural organic draw to each other, where I enjoyed their content, and I was a huge fan of their stuff. And then I don't know, we just I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of the same thing with real life situations, is there are certain people that I socialize with where it's just it's just kind of face value, kind of you're talking to a cash register, cashier, cash register. It's
I talk to cash registers all the time.
I talk to cash registers all the time.
Oh yeah, give me those sweet $20 bills, baby.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely got to be organic. When people push and push, I understand that there are a lot of people out there as well that are fans of me or all of us in here, and they just enjoy being viewers, and
they like being a part of the community.
Yeah, and they're not constantly trying to kiss our ass and trying to get in our good graces and stuff, which is a weird feeling, because I'm like, I'm just
So let me kind of use that. Let me kind of use that as a transition point to ask you, Ollie. What has been your experience with parasocial relationships, or pseudo relationships, companionships, both like from the consumer side, then also from the creator side? Like, how has it kind of affected, like, your streams, your online presence, stuff like that?
It's definitely been a bit of a challenge, and definitely a growing point. There were lots of situations where I trusted the wrong people because I let my guard down and I gave people the benefit of the doubt. And there's a really like good and heartwarming side when people send me messages or tag me in videos that they made specifically for me, or they want to like mail me like fan art, or they just want to send a gift. And I always like, they'll send like a pop or something like that, and it's just like, then they'll send a message along with it saying like, like when I get messages that just tell me that like they love me and they like appreciate like my creativity and my art. And I get a lot of messages as well where people will say, like, I watch your videos all the time, and I've watched them for 2 whole years, and they helped me out of a really like dark place. And that's not what I expected out of any of this. Like I started this because I was lonely and depressed. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had gotten to the point where I had lost Ollie. I was just mom and like housewife. Like I didn't have a sense of myself anymore. So I just like, Mr. Ghoul was actually the one that encouraged me to start making content on TikTok, because we had been watching for a good 9 months before I ever started making anything. But it's been weird. It's a weird feeling to be like put up on this pedestal of like famous or celebrity, but I don't feel that way, and it boggles my mind because like I've been recognized out in public and stuff. Like I have people who are like super shy because they see me but they want to come say hi because I'm their favorite creator, but I'm like I'm just me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a culture shock for me, because I literally just wanted some company.
Yeah,
because I was just lonely.
So
and
I guess
now
I guess
have a whole family.
Are there? I mean, without naming specific people at all, right? I don't want to do that at all. But I mean, can you, with as big as you've gotten over the last year or two, can you think of any like just examples where like it's become like a real problem where like one side thinks that you guys are like friends or best friends or what have you, and it starts to create a problem?
Yeah, I have definitely had some issues like that. It's definitely gotten to a level where no matter what I said to these people, they wouldn't back off and they wouldn't leave me alone, because they were, I'm not using their mental illnesses as an excuse, because they were heavily attached to me, and like people will call me, like Daddy Bagel, Senpai Bagel, Mama Bagel, but it felt different when these people said it to me, and it took waifu actually to like get them to leave me alone, but
and flex on them.
After waifu did that, like maybe a month later, I was getting emails in my business account.
Wow.
Like, and I was just like, dude, like I've literally blocked, and it's not just like one person, like it's been multiple people who have gotten to that level where they just like, it's obsession. And that's like, that's why, like, you know, we don't put the kids in the limelight, and we keep like a lot of like, people know that we live in Arizona and like we live in Phoenix and stuff. Like I've met plenty of people from the community at like bars and stuff like that, and it's just like in a public setting, like people, like they don't come to my house, like they don't know where I live, they don't know how old the kids are. Like we're very private people, and it's weird. It's kind of hard to be private when you are an online presence of any size. And that was like one of the first things Mr. Ghoul and I decided on, was that the kids, like they're too young to actually give proper consent to being in an online forum. And then I've had instances as well, you know, since I got partnered on Twitch, I've had instances, sorry, let me rephrase that. When I go into a new channel, I tend to lurk. Like I just hang out there for a little while to see how like the attitude of the chat is and like how people react. And there are times when I go into chats, I turn my, you know, you can customize your badges.
Yeah.
And I turn my check mark off if I'm going into a new channel, because I've had instances where the streamer or people in the community are like, holy shit, it's a partnered streamer, da, 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 da. And instantly I'm like put up on this pedestal, and then they'll only talk to me and they'll ignore the rest of their chat and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I just want to sit here and like chat with you about fucking DVD or whatever the fuck game you're playing. Like I'm just here to hang out. Like I'm not here to like suck the attention away from everybody. And even on TikTok, that's why I don't go into live streams anymore. Is because it'll show, like, it'll say like, oh, Ghoul Bagel has joined. And then, you know, a lot of people in that chat will see my name and they're like, oh my God, it's Ghoul Bagel. And then they only want to talk to me when they're clearly sitting there watching somebody else. And it's just like, it's
and that's something you see
weird.
Like on any channel too. So especially like if you watch some of the bigger people, like, you know, Asmongold or Svond or whoever, whenever someone that like is a decently well-known partner comes into a chat like that, when there's like thousands of people, the entire chat's just like filled with that, like them just adding that person just to see if they'll at them back, you know?
Yeah.
And like it's crazy too, because so like the way it is now with how everything is just so online in our lives, right? There are definitely experiences, you know, where like you go to a huge channel, everyone's talking and stuff like that, and then you think of something really funny, right? Like, wow, this is hilarious to me, I'm gonna go ahead and type it, right? And then when the streamer like reads out your comment, there's this like there's this little like gear that turns, right? And you're like, wow, that felt really good. Like they read my comment, they laughed at it, wow, I'm hilarious, right? And like it's such it's such a like fleeting little thing. Like it happened to me in Svond's stream earlier. So I was watching him. I made a comment that was funny. He read it out and laughed, and like 10 people added me and said like, "Good one," right? And I was like,
yeah, it's like a fleeting moment of like serotonin and stuff like that. And I've actually had people. I recently had to change people who were allowed to make clips in my channel to subscribers only, because people are weird.
Yeah.
And I burp a lot. But people, I've had people in the community or people who like just come over from TikTok and they're super excited to see me and actually talk to me and stuff. I've had people clip me saying hi to them and like reading their username out, and they'll title it and they'll be like, oh my God, Ghoul Bagel said hi to me, or Ghoul Bagel said my name. And like, but I've done the same shit. I went into Jacksepticeye's stream and I subscribed to him for the very first time, and he like he read my name out and I clipped it. Like I think Valdern actually saw it. Like, because I've watched Jacksepticeye for years.
I saw it too.
He's such a wonderful creator and so wholesome, and it's just like I love his shit. And to just hear him like read like my name out, it was just like, holy shit. Like, and like I know on a rational level that I'm just a fan and I'm a viewer. Like I would never expect to be like, you know, suddenly playing games with him, and like I wouldn't ask him to play games with me or anything like that because I don't fucking know him. Like I just enjoy his content. But
Absolutely. So would you?
People who don't really understand the social cues of that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it just made me think of something. Yeah. So in that situation, is there? So like, is there still that little part like inside of your head that's like, what if they did though? Like what if they did decide to play with me like on stream and stuff like that? Have you ever thought that, and just kind of the repercussions of that, even leading to, you know, a bunch of people say coming new to your channel, right? And then they view you as this person, blah blah, first impressions, all that, eventually starting more of these like parasocial relationships because they just view you as, wow, this person played with, you know, Jacksepticeye, or this person played with PewDiePie or something like that, right?
Yeah. I've definitely had moments like that because like I know we talked about like not naming names or anything like that, but like for instance, I had like a drunk stream. It was me, Mr. Tilty, and Edgar, and I felt like this like fleeting, like just it kind of felt like self-deprecating to me and like imposter syndrome almost, because it's like
sus.
All these people are jumping around all these channels, and they just knew me because I was playing with Edgar or I was playing with Tilty, and you know I remember even talking to Tilty. I was like, I hope, like, I genuinely care and love Edgar. He's such a sweetheart. And I remember talking to Tilty about the fact, I was like, I hope Edgar doesn't think that like I'm just trying to be friends with him for clout. And
yeah,
like I worry about that because
I've had a lot of that. So like playing with, not only playing with like you through Chris, right? But like, so through Chris, I've played with Edgar a couple times too. And I wish Edgar's like way too big for me to talk to him, right? Like I really wanted to have him on for this episode too with Nightmare as well. But like, I think Edgar's had a couple of these experiences with parasocial relationships. So I think he has a lot of trouble just like opening up to people. And so like through Chris, I've played a couple times with Edgar. And like I don't know, like even sometimes I'll be like, yeah, wow, like I've played with Edgar, like we know each other, but like I know in my head that like we're not friends though, you know, like I just don't know him like that, you know. So it's weird. I guess I'll use that to segue kind of into like move us along a little bit with my experience with parasocial relationships. So obviously not as a content creator, right? Because like my content's dog shit. I don't think anyone's put me on that pedestal yet.
Can I time you out?
No.
Shut up. God damn
it. But as a consumer, I have had some negative experiences with this. So I guess back at the beginning, it was the same place that I met Chris, right? Like we both modded for a channel, and I was there pretty much like 24/7, right? Like I was like, you know, like helping mod stuff like that, all this stuff. And then, so, you know, there would be times where like maybe like once a month I'd be invited to like come play too, right? And so like through those, and like we'd play some other stuff, like DM back and forth, all this. So like I got the impression that like we were kind of friends, right? And like I support my friends, right? And so I think this was actually right when community gifting came out, right? I had already gifted like a couple hundred subs at this point, right? And then so I had gifted 100 bomb, right? Because I was like, wow, this is going to be super cool. He's going to be stoked. Everyone's going to be stoked. It's going to be awesome, right? And then I literally remember he he got mad at me for doing that. Just because like it played the alert so many times or something like that, right? And it wasn't one of those joking, like kind of like, dude, you need to stop. This is ridiculous, right? It was like an actual like, yo, like don't fucking do that. Like this pissed me off because it's annoying, right? And so I think that was the last time I had interacted with that person. I just like it was a real wake up call, right? Because I was like, we're really not friends, dude. Like this sucks, you know. So that was one experience I had, and then I had the same experience with someone else, who I thought we had gotten fairly closer because like we would, you know, talk about problems going on, stuff like this, stuff like that, and like DM back and forth like quite a bit. I had joined their stream team for a while, and then like something had come up in their life, right? And they'd asked for an opinion on it, and I gave my opinion, and they just got extremely fucking pissed, and like it started a ton of fucking drama, and it made me realize like this is kind of a one-sided relationship. Like I'm the only one that actually considers us friends here. And it's bad for me especially, but also both parties, you know. So I had to back away from that as well. And that was when I kind of just took a break from Twitch altogether. Was mostly a large portion of it was because of that. Like that's why I stopped streaming. So yeah, that really sucked, you know. That's kind of been my experience with it, and then also a lot of the, you know, like going into chats and being like, yo, read my shit, ha ha ha. Give me 1 second. I get like 3 of these follow bots a day. I don't know why. It's awesome, dude. I want to become famous. And this is literally the first time I've talked about this to like anyone, I think, except other than Chris. But yeah, that's kind of been my experience. Take it as what you will. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. It almost feels like dirty talking about it too, you know, because it's just such a negative thing. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, I think the whole topic as a whole is like it feels weird to talk about. Because you have the two perspectives of like content creator and viewer. But I feel that like it would be something completely different if someone who wasn't a content creator had been asked the same questions that we had. Because I feel that like creators alike, we all kind of know what it's like to have that one person that places us on that pedestal and can potentially cross so many boundaries just for acknowledgement. Whereas like we don't really do that behavior. Like if we're in, you know, a larger creator than ourselves, you know, Twitch stream or in a TikTok live, like it's not like, notice me senpai, notice me. It's just kind of like, hey, like really like your shit. And then just kind of hang out there, or, you know, like do gift subs, stuff like that, like hang out and chat constantly. Whereas someone who is just strictly a viewer, is like constantly like is dedicating, like that's a lot of time to put in to get someone to notice them. So like constantly in Twitch streams, constantly in live streams on TikTok, you know, making sure they comment on every video, going and spam liking. There's like it's a completely different outlook as somebody who is not a content creator or has any type of following versus like us. We all have some sort of following.
I do want to give Puka a chance because Puka hasn't gotten to talk yet. So I'm gonna transition a little bit. Puka, ask you the main question. What has been your experience with parasocial relationships / pseudo relationship companionships through kind of the stuff that you do?
Honestly, it's a very polar but also gradient scale. There's so many positives that have come from it, but also a lot of negatives. Personally, for me, I've met some of the greatest people in my life through the internet and through content creation and stuff, but I've also met some of the most parasitic pieces of shit on the fucking planet.
At me next time.
So like it could be extremely polar, and the worst part of it is you don't truly know a person until like 6 to 8 months down the road, when they get comfortable and they start showing you their true colors of who they are as a person. Like sometimes it takes longer than that. There's people that'll prey upon you and use you for clout and you don't even fucking know it. And there's people that will elevate you, as Nightmare always says, elevate your company. There's people that will elevate you and treat your success as their own. And then there's people that'll be parasitic and leech off of you and be jealous of you and conniving and talk shit about you and all that kind of stuff. So it's really hard as far as like figuring out what kind of people they are when you first meet people on the internet. As far as like me being a content creator, as people were saying before, there's a lot of people on the internet that do not realize that just because you're a content creator, they can't cross your boundaries, and they don't respect boundaries a lot of the time. They think that just because they give you money or they give you their view or they give you attention, that they deserve information about you. They deserve your attention. They deserve all of this stuff. And they don't. Like, honestly, I make content for me. I have fun with my content. The fact that I have the followers that I do is complete fluke. Like, if you like my content, that's great. Follow me, watch my content. I'm not going to follow you back unless I like yours. And I don't owe you shit.
Let me ask you this. Where do you draw the lines between a sole fan of your content, a parasocial relationship, and then like a friend that you actually made through content?
Well, there's a lot of people that have tried to force friendships on me, and personally, for me, if you try to force friendship on me, I am going to push you as far away as fucking possible, because I don't force friendships at all. All of my friendships happened organically. All of my relationships happened organically. And that's me going with my gut. Frankly, I think that people who try to push friendships and people who ask, hey, can we be friends? I don't like that. And it puts a sour taste in my mouth. That's just me personally. I can't say that for anyone else that's here or any other person. But me personally, the line is drawn. If I talk to you, if you know about my personal life, the people that are in chat right now have no idea what my personal life is like. If you know about my personal life, it's because I trust you. And what I put on social media and what you see on social media as a content consumer, as a viewer, it's because that's what I am okay with you seeing. Anything beyond that is none of your business. And if you know beyond that, then you're a close friend of mine. If you know my real name, if you know things about the aspects of my life, if I call you and talk to you just to shoot the shit, we're friends. I am the kind of person that I will not give just the average person the time of day because I don't feel like putting effort or time into people who I don't care about.
This is so interesting.
It sounds kind of harsh. But like,
yeah. Well, it's important to draw the lines, though, you know.
Absolutely. And like the people that follow me, a lot of the people, like, I have different tiers of kind of friendship. I have like a really close knit, tiny group of people, and then I have people who I consider friends. Like, I have my best friends, and I have multiple best friends. And then I have friends. And then I have acquaintances that I don't really, it's like, whatever, do your life. I don't really care. I don't check in with them. It's whatever. And then I have people that I don't give a shit about. And it's like, if you like my content, great. I don't really care if people like it or not. I'm not here for numbers. I don't care. And I don't live off of it. So
let me ask all of you this. What do you think, like, do you think, I'm trying to think of a way to, so the next question I was going to ask is, do you think it's even possible to have a world where things like live streaming don't promote these kind of parasocial pseudo relationships, companionships? Let me kind of, that same question in mind. Do you think like what do you think about the idea of like just flat out telling people like, hey, this is where you stand, this is where we are? Like, when do you need to tell someone that? And like, what are kind of the repercussions of it?
Well, like, if you don't mind, I'll answer. But there's no way that you could have this type of lifestyle without having a parasocial relationship. And the reason why is because people put value on numbers. If you have a higher number than someone else, whether that be followers or whatever, people will put you on a pedestal, and that's like homecoming queen. You're gonna be more popular. You're gonna be the best. People put that on a pedestal. Modern homecoming queen is your content creators that have millions of followers or are successful. People are going to put them on a pedestal, even if that person does not feel like they are on that pedestal or that they are better than other people. It doesn't matter. They're still going to be regardless. So there's no way that you could have people that view content see themselves as some equal to someone who has like 15,000 viewers on Twitch at one time. There's no way.
I think there's trying to think, because what Puka said, I don't consider myself famous. I don't consider myself like an influencer or anything like that. Like it's always been mind-boggling but humbling that people just think the fucking world of me as a content creator. And I've only had like a select few instances in my 2 years of content creation where I've had to be like, no, big stop sign when people cross those boundaries. And you know, as a female presenting content creator, like there's always going to be those DMs where people are just being fucking gross. Like I've literally had somebody offer to buy clothes that I've worn just because they're that much of a fan of me. Like
same. Socks of all things.
It was my Gwenum suit, like that like bodysuit thing that I wore. They were like, how much do you want for that? I was like, Bro, I've like farted in this. Like, can you fuck off?
And then they paid extra.
I mean, they would. I could pay off my car easy.
So, what are your thoughts, Nightmare?
I feel that they go hand in hand as a content creator, and I'm going to be really blunt with this. Without viewers, you're not going to get where you're trying to get. So, having the parasocial relationship at face value where someone puts you on a pedestal, they're offering their support because they like your content, they like, you know, what you do. There's obviously a line where like they're constantly trying to, you know, get in your DMs and potentially use you for clout. That's like one of our largest fears, is that like when you're making friends in any sense, that you're going to be used one way or another. But like I don't consider myself like an influencer by any sense. I'm just like, I'm here to have fun and like create chaos. I'm a tiny little gremlin that's just like ha 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 ha. I make stuff. Look at me. So the fact that like people can potentially put me on that pedestal and have boggles my mind. But in the same extent, like there's no line that you can draw, because they're supporting you. They're pushing you to be, you know, like on Twitch, they gift subs, they do this, they do that. Like you have to have some sort of relationship in order to keep that going. You can't just be like, no, like I don't want that, because then that completely deteriorates what you're trying to do.
I mean,
because definitely
king of that shit right here.
It definitely wasn't my intention. Like I didn't get into content creation for the money. Like yeah, it's fucking nice. Like, you know, I'm able to keep my family like fed and bills caught up and stuff like that. And it's all because of the people out there that like just love me, and like I appreciate them, and like I have like a form of love for them as well. Like, you know, when they come in and say like, oh, I'm having a bad day, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, is there like, I hope that like you spending time here, like watching me screech like a fucking banshee about some fucking palette that doesn't work. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. I just sit there and play video games, and I chat with people, and people tell me all the time that like I make their day. Like when that notification comes in from Twitch, when it actually works, they get so excited, because like that's like an integral part of their day. Like whether they just put me on the TV and then they like do their homework and stuff like that, it's not where I intended to be, but I'm here. And now I just want to keep creating for them and being that source of comfort for them.
Yeah, the financial support is fucking like just crazy to me. Like you I'm pretty sure all three of you know my situation with work and stuff like that. And the amount of support that I've received coming back has been like absolutely fucking insane. And like I didn't even expect like more than 5 people to show up when I came back to streaming after taking a year and a half off, right? And like it's almost been overwhelming in a sense, just because I wasn't fucking ready for it. Like I wasn't even ready to fucking talk to anyone. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking wild to me. And like thankfully I haven't had any experiences yet where someone's like, you know, I gave you money, so now we're friends, right? Like it's all been people that like I've been friends with before anyway. And another thing I wanted to kind of talk about too is I think this whole topic's really interesting, especially for the 4 of us, just because all of us have made whatever relationships we have with each other now through content. And we've never really had a conversation, at least as far as I know, none of you have had it with me, kind of like drawing the line of like, you know, like where that line is, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys have had it amongst yourselves at all, but it's interesting to me, you know.
What was the question? I was trying to copy a fucking question from chat.
I would say it was necessarily a question. I think it was just like, I just think it's interesting, this whole topic between the 4 of us, because like all of you guys, I've become friends with through content. At least I consider us friends through content. So
I mean, like
yeah, like it's interesting to address this kind of thing, you know, because like on one hand, we're saying like it's important to have these conversations with people, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't think any of us have had that conversation with each other. You know what I mean? Like we, from my perspective anyway, all of us just kind of just became friends. You know, like it just kind of happened.
Yeah, and this kind of ties back to what Puka was saying about, like it's got to happen organically. Like the only reason I found you was through Tilty, and the only reason I found Tilty was because of like Tater. I like went into Tater's chat, and Tilty and I started like shit talking each other. And then one day he invited me to play, and then like you even said yourself that like it's kind of like like an almost instantaneous thing, like whether you just know you're gonna like vibe with this person or not. And like I remember you saying to me, you were like, I was questioning, but then like we played together and like we started talking, and then you just decided that like, okay, like they're cool. And now we just harass each other all the fucking time. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Puka. Like I found Puka through TikTok, and I just I went into one of their live streams, and Puka, being the extrovert that they are, they were just like, that introvert piece of shit, that's mine now. And I was like, okay, like I have a friend now, yay. And it was just like, I know there's some people that don't like understand the whole like you know, good vibe, bad vibe kind of thing. Like it's just kind of like judge a book by its cover. Like, and I kind of sit in the same. I've grown to sit in the same boat as Puka on the fact that like if we don't like instantly like hit it off, if it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you have to, when you text somebody and then you're just like grasping at straws to make a conversation happen, it's not organic, and you're trying to force the relationship, and it like kind of like turns me off from wanting to like pursue that friendship or relationship in any way. And it's just I've also had instances where on TikTok, for instance, I was following close to 1,000 people, and I never saw anybody's content anymore. So I did a big purge of like people that I had followed because they like did a duet of me like really, really long time ago, but I didn't know who they were. And so I went from like 12 following to like 1,000 people down to like 400. Like I did a big purge, and still to this day, and this is like 6 months later, still to this day, I get people in my comments on every single post that I do and be like, hey, I think TikTok unfollowed me and da 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 da. And I'm just like, I don't know who you are. They're literally millions, like, well, hundreds of thousands. That's the word I meant. And it's just like, I recognize some names because they come around so often. Like all the names in the chat right now, like I know all those names because they frequent, and there are some names that pop into chat that are from 2 years ago, and they disappear for a while, and then they come in, but I still remember their name because they were around for so long that they stuck. And it makes, I love when people like they'll come in and say they'll like resub or do something, it'll get my attention and say like, hey, I'm sorry I haven't been around, yada yada yada, but I just tell them that I'm happy that you like come and check in. Yeah. It's like, even though like these usernames and these people like aren't actively like churning around in the forefront of my brain, like, you know, like every day, like I'm thinking about Mr. I'm thinking about Puka, I'm thinking about Nightmare, Val, like you and Tilty and stuff like that. And people that I'm close to tend to be in the forefront of my thought, and I worry about them. But even all these other people, like these tens of thousands of people, are just like when I see their username, it like brings back the memory of like, I know this person and I'm glad that they stopped by because it lets me know that they're okay. And it's just, it's such a weird phenomena because like they're not my friend in the general like normal sense of being a friend. It's just, I don't know how to describe it.
So I know I'm fucking bad. I didn't even see my Discord messages, but so a question, Nick's North, can you guys describe the feeling you had after your first viral video on any of the platforms?
Absolute fucking panic and wanting to delete it because it was my Moto video, which will plague me for forever.
Oh, I love that video.
I hate it.
I think my first one was pretty stupid too. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say I don't have one. I mean, I made a TikTok that like accidentally got like 1,500 views, and like to me that was viral, right? Like from perspective, but like I don't know. I don't have experience with anything like going viral or anything like that. But
there's one of my videos that recently went viral where I'm wearing my Akatsuki hoodie, and it was just like my own take on the trend, and I hid the point of view was to hide the person in my hoodie instead, and like check on them and keep drinking while they were just chilling in my hoodie. And I thought it was funny because like that's what I would do in that situation. And frankly, if something makes me laugh, I'm gonna post it. That's why I shit post like all my friends. I duet them and I shit post them because it makes me laugh, and that's my content basically, and cosplay. So
yeah, I think
I was like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the first thing that like I consider like, I mean, I wouldn't say viral, right, but like blew up for me, would have been my Michael Myers stream on Halloween of like 2018, I think it was. I did like really fucking low, like F tier fucking effort cosplay, right? Like I turned my lights low and I had a Michael Myers mask on and I just played Mikey and DBD, but like. And like I didn't fucking talk like the entire time. Like I just was Michael Myers, right? Like the lowest fucking effort you can possibly think of. But I remember I looked at the stats afterwards, and like I had gotten like, you know, some big raids here and there, and like the most viewers I had ever had, and like shit like that, and like it felt really good, you know. Like I felt like, you know, doing fun dumb shit like that paid off, and like I got to, you know, just have a bunch of fun and just vibe out. So I mean that was kind of my experience.
I had major imposter syndrome because my first viral video was a green-haired Pazuzu. So I was like trying to give like credit, like I gave credit and I had permission, and that's like one of the biggest things that I had asked was permission to do a green-haired Zuzu. And so I did it, and I just like I had fun with it. I had fun with the makeup. That was the first time that I ever like tried to do like face makeup like that, because like I may be an artist by trade, but I cannot do makeup to save my life.
That was actually like one of the first interactions you and I had was when you asked to do Pazuzu, and to this day that's one of my favorite renditions of Zuzu. And now like it's weird because like because of that, like now we're sitting here like we unconsciously like dressed in white, and like listen, I told Nightmare that I was gonna dye my hair. Like look, Waifu's wearing white too.
All of us are in black, and I mean technically I got green on my head too, so we're all matchy.
I told Nightmare that I was gonna dye my hair because I was tired of the green, and she was like, well, I kind of want to change my hair color. What should I change it to? I was like, well, I'm dyeing my hair teal. Like, you want to dye your hair teal too? And
Twinsies.
like you want to be twinsies? And it's just like, and going back to like the viral video thing, like I remember when like just like a couple hundred views was like mind-boggling to me. And then there was a video of one of my first videos of Murmur, and I'm to the people in chat who may not know, Murmur and Pazuzu are original characters of mine. And the first video that really skyrocketed for me and kind of like, you know, jettisoned my fucking TikTok career was a video of Murmur, and she had a whisk. I can't remember the fucking audio, but like she was like picking her teeth with this whisk, and she was like slapping somebody in like a duet form.
I remember that video.
That was like
I remember that video.
Like, and then now it's so weird to think back to that video, because now there are videos like everybody's like fan favorite is Zuzu, because like everybody just has the fucking hots for Zuzu, and
Murmur.
and but like it's weird because like yes, Johan's wearing white too. Look,
I have a white shirt. I changed.
Heck yeah. Well, your chair's white. It still counts.
and your sweater's kind of like heather,
It's
like
light.
gray white. And it's weird because like Zuzu is the fan favorite, and like there are videos sitting on my account of Zuzu that I think my highest viewed video is like 3.5 million views, and I'm just like,
It is.
fucking why, dude?
I only know because I had to go through your whole fucking TikTok to make that channel trailer that you still haven't put up, by the way.
I don't know how.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen,
Bro, I spent 2 hours on that. You better fucking figure it out.
I'm just the face of the community. I don't know how to fucking do anything. I don't even know how my Discord works, bro. there's Valdern, Drop, and Gecko, and Mr. Ghoul that like know all the perms and stuff. And I'm just like, hey, can you guys do this? Can you make a channel for this? Hey, can you make a command for that? And like, so Valdern actually is another one of those like perfect examples of something that started out as a parasocial relationship and now he's one of my best friends. Like he was in my first Discord server. This is our third one now because drama and bullshit from the past. But Valdern, I remember
it's our fourth.
Is it our fourth?
It's our fourth.
But this was when I was much smaller of a streamer and I didn't have any mods. Like I had Mr. Ghoul and stuff like that, but like I had gone into the Discord server and I was like, hey, like, does anybody in here like wanna like possibly be a mod for me in my streams and stuff? And Val was like, sure, all right, whatever. And now all of my mods consider him head mod because he
is though.
He is, even though he's just like, how the fuck did this happen? Yeah, I don't know.
I think we had another question. I don't think we got who it was from, but I think it was from Satoric.
Yeah, it was.
How's a parasocial relationship different than being a fan? I mean, I guess we kind of addressed that without like actually calling the question out, but
yeah, I really don't think there. You had kind of touched on that. I really don't think there's a way.
There's a gradient scale, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like whether you're just a consumer and like you don't comment, you just like the content and move on, and you just like, you know, you get excited when the content creator makes new content, but like you don't comment, you don't duet, like you're just a lurker. Even then, that's still like a mild form of parasocial because like we're never going to like have an interpersonal relationship like us four have. And then there are people who comment, there are people that duet, and it's weird because like even Nightmare and I had started as like a parasocial as well. Because like Nightmare found me, and then like I like, even though she's been like kind of like in the outer reaches of like who I knew, like I still enjoyed their content, but it didn't happen until like maybe like a month now, right? A little over a month, where
almost 2.
yeah, and it's just like, and it's because Nightmare and Puka were close, and like Puka, like I will go to the ends of the world for this bitch over here.
Same though.
Down there, but
scuffed.
Yeah. And then now it's weird because it's kind of like that, like I explain it in a way when it comes to my interests, like it's kind of the same thing with people in a way. Like either when I find something that I'm interested in, it's like full on obsession or not at all. And it's kind of the same thing with people. Like either like I vibe with you instantly, or I'm just like, I'm gonna keep you at like arm's reach because I can't quite read you yet. But like all of a sudden, like, and I'd even like talk. It was weird because like Nightmare and Puka were getting really, really close, and like all of a sudden Nightmare was around all the time, and I was like, "Who the fuck you think you are? That's my wife. Who the fuck are you?" And then all of a sudden, like, I expressed these concerns to Puka, and then like I remember talking to Nightmare about it as well. I was like, I have these like irrational like feelings of jealousy that you're like trying to steal my friend from me. And I was like, this is some petty high school shit. And then like her and I just started talking, and then all of a sudden it's just like steamrolled, and now it's like, you're mine.
Yeah,
Like, you're both mine.
Waifu and wifey. I was like,
I'm
stop it.
Like, these two are friends now.
just
Yeah.
like, I just want to give you all the love, everyone, all of my friends.
I grabbed
think-
them by the back of the neck and shoved them into
Yeah.
an outhouse
Just like-
together.
Like,
I think the
love each
That's
other.
exactly what happened.
It's
I was
exactly
just
what
like,
happened. I just
here's this massive
grabbed the
friggin'
back of your
friend
neck.
group, and I'm like,
Grabbed the back of your neck and threw you in an outhouse full of shit, which is our friend group. Basically, it's an outhouse.
Well, I
I don't
think-
know how
On
to
a
feel,
hot
but I'm
day.
just happy to be here.
yeah, same. I think it's nice for me because like I didn't meet any of you from either like the creator or the consumer perspective. You know what I mean? Like I just met Ollie because she was like someone who came and played with me and Chris. You know, like you and Chris had already known each other before then, but like we literally just met like just randomly playing DBD together. The first time we played, I didn't actually even know you streamed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we became friends from that, and like I met Ollie and Puka through you, and like, or Nightmare and Puka through you,
Yeah.
and I became friends with Nightmare because it's like because of fucking tarot readings, dude. I was like,
yeah.
yo, give me a reading, bitch, and she did.
Yeah,
And
that's
then, like-
something that came out of nowhere for me too. Like with the tarot readings and stuff. Like we can talk about that another time, but it was just weird that like it finally took getting to this stage, and like again, it was Puka who was like starting to be open about like their interest in like, you know, the path and stuff like
I am the chaotic catalyst for bullshit.
Yeah, I
always.
became friends with Puka like very similar to the way I became friends with Chris, right? So like Chris and I started out like in the same like a different chat, just like being dicks to each other as a joke. But like the difference is like it's like so like Chris and I like we both knew we were joking, right? Like
Yeah.
like we knew we weren't actually being dicks to each other, but everyone else thought we were. And so like I think we eventually DM'd each other about it. We're like, yeah, like you're clear this is a joke, right? And it's like, yeah, like fucking for sure. And like that's kind of how Puka and I became friends too. And so
That's
like,
how Tilty and I became friends. Like we were like
Yeah.
shit talking each other, and then we ended up. We were like, "Hey, you want to try? I'm a sub to you right now." And then one of us was like, "Are we trading $5 right now? Fuck yeah!" And
hell yeah.
now he's like one of the coolest people I fucking know.
So I do well, first off, do any of you guys have any kind of like last thoughts on the whole parasocial thing before we go into the Ask Me Anything? This is a segment called
Yeah. I have something to add. I don't know if it was touched on earlier because I was late.
Mhm.
Musician early. But I fucking like did you guys talk about networking versus like building friendships?
Ugh, it's one of the skeeviest.
See, now
fucking
here's
feelings,
the
Yeah.
thing.
dude.
Here's the thing that I have with networking versus building friendships. Networking is fine as long as both parties know that you're networking, and the reason that you're networking is to build each other's platforms. That's cool. But if you come at another creator under the guise of, hey, let's be friends, when you're really just networking, that's
Yeah.
fucking clout chasing, and I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had multiple instances of people asking because we're like mutuals and like we enjoy each other's content and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, can I play with you while you're streaming? Like not just with a genuine want to play, they want their name and their voice to be on my channel.
Yeah.
And it's just really uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm down, like I don't mind duetting people, but like Puka said earlier, I'm not gonna follow you. I'm not gonna follow you back. If I enjoy your content, I will. it's strictly down to an organic matter of it. And that's why I did that like really big cleanse of like unfollowing people, because there were a lot of people that like I had followed back when I was an early creator because they had followed me. So I gave them a follow back. And it's yes,
Ollie will follow you if you do graham crackers.
Yes. Why do you think I followed Drop? He sent me like an entire like 6-pack of these.
Bro, don't say that shit. You know you're gonna have like 100 packs of fucking graham crackers from random ass people in your people. Chat, do not send waifu a shit ton of fucking graham crackers. Please.
They're all gonna have notes attached to them. That's just like their Twitch
this
link.
Is my username.
Username like, here, follow me back, please.
Toss a follow here. If you sub, I'll send you 2 boxes of graham crackers.
Nix, I already follow you.
But yeah, I think, like building friendships versus social networking is like fucking huge. Like and I hope you don't think I come across as that way. I'm just fucking extroverted when I'm on people's streams. So like,
no, not at all. Like I enjoy your comedy and I enjoy the connection that we have made as a friendship. And it's weird that how it started and it kind of boggles my mind. As an introvert, well, I'm kind of like more of an ambivert, I've discovered. But I never was really one to have like a ton of friends. And now all of these friends are like online, and 2 of my best friends are in another fucking country, much to my dismay. But all these other people that just live all across the world, and I don't understand. Like, it's such a weird, like,
yeah. Like I mean, fuck, you're like half the reason I started. Like half the reason is Chris, and half the reason is you, because you guys kept telling me to fucking stream again, and I was like, you know what, I was fucking do it. Okay, shut the fuck up, dude. And like from my perspective,
like a podcast out of it either. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's something I've always wanted to do, but like, yeah, there have even been times too where like, I don't think with either you or Chris, but there have been times with other people where like they'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and raid you today, and I'm just like, don't. Like I don't want this coming across a negative. Like, I just want to be friends, dude. Like, but it's definitely super weird when people like expect that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually have had instances where I was when I streamed full time for a year and a half or a year, however long it was. I had instances where like I met friends and like they would do this thing where like they'd come in a chat and talk about their stream, which is something like I try so fucking hard not to do, because like, yeah, I don't want other people to know that streams like my content's not fucking good, you know. Like, if you're gonna be here, find it fucking randomly, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that I try really hard to not do myself, unless the actual streamer is asking me about specifics of my stream. Like, you know, like I'll go into somebody's chat like after they know I'm done streaming or that I streamed that day, and they'll be like, hey, like, how was your stream today? That's when I'll talk about my channel. And then like I'll talk about the matches I had and stuff like that, because that pulls away from my channel. It's just talking about my gaming experience.
Yeah, just keep it short and sweet. Like, yeah, it was good. Had fun. What are you doing though? Like, that's why I'm here, is to talk to you. Like, I don't know.
And I've been having to deal with that a lot, whether on Twitch. I've been having to deal with it since I was mainly focusing on TikTok. Like, if I would go into a live stream, all of a sudden all the people in chat were like, oh my god, it's Ghoul Bagel, and they would all be talking to me, like trying to ask me questions and stuff like that, and I would have to like put out in the chat and be like, I'm here to talk to them. Like, I love you guys, but I'm here to talk to them. Like, focus on the fucking content creator, focus on the streamer. Like, that's what you're here for. You're not here to talk to me or any other like big creator in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it, I know people don't get it, but from the content creator side, especially like on Twitch, if you're a streamer, every other streamer on this platform is your coworker, essentially. Like, that's like why I see a lot of people who put rules in their chat, and it's personally in mine as well, that we don't talk about other streamers. We don't talk badly about streamers. Like, I don't care how shitty or skeevy you think that person is, you don't bring down other people. And it's like, I would never, like, I remember there was some bullshit going on TikTok, like big fucking drama. And people were coming into my chat because they knew that I had like associated with these people before. But they came into my stream when I had no context of the fucking situation, asking me my opinions on a situation that wasn't my fucking business. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is not the place to talk about it. And even if I did have information on it, I'm not going to sit here and like air out their fucking dirty laundry in front of like 200 plus people, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely, so I mean, being as small as I am, I actually, I don't know why I just thought of this. I like I said, I played a lot of Souls games is what I streamed. I had someone, like come into stream, you know, and talk about like, yo, like, you know, your streams are like helping me through this and that, and like this is going on, and like all of this stuff, and like it was close to the point where like I was close to quitting streaming as it was, just because of just a bunch of stuff going on, and like I don't know, it felt really weird to me, because it almost felt like an obligation to like keep going. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. So it was weird. But I do want to say, Nightmare, do you have any last thoughts just kind of on the topic?
No, like I think we hit the nail on the head. You know, we all have different scenarios, but they're all kind of the same in a sense. Like we all have the same general understanding that there's a really big gray area when it comes to, you know, parasocial relationships and being a creator.
Yeah, Val, that's one thing I fucking hate, dude. So like when I'm watching a stream and I'm about to start streaming myself, I just kind of leave, you know?
Yeah.
Like I fucking hate when people are like, yeah, I gotta go start my stream, so you know, I'll catch you later, dude. I'm gonna go start my stream at a hollow_sloth. My stream, I'm going to play Dead by Daylight on my stream right now. I'm starting now.
Yeah, that comes back to like disrespecting your coworker, essentially. Like, I don't care whether you are streaming to yourself, to 10 people, 100 people, or 1,000 people. You don't come into somebody else's chat and be like, hey, like, I'm about to go live. Come hang out with me. Like, the fuck, dude? Like, I'm not going to go into somebody's chat and, like, obviously, like, if I go into a chat and they see my purple check mark, they know I stream. But like, I'm not like outwardly flaunting the fact that like I'm like
about to go live.
Yeah, like come to my channel, bro. And I'm like, no, like we're in this channel. If you come into my channel, you come to hang out with me and my community, not to try and like snipe viewers.
Yeah.
I believe that sometimes it is innocent. You know, like someone be like, okay, like catch you later. I'm gonna go stream.
Yeah, and it's weird, like,
but it's that deliberate push where they're like, hey, like I'm about to go stream. I'm streaming this. Here's my channel.
Yeah, I think it comes down to people who are newer to streaming and like newer to being a content creator in general. They don't understand that comes off as rude, when honestly it's just a way of them saying bye. So they don't understand. It's a weird gray area because you don't know how long somebody's been streaming, so they just may not understand.
I think I've been like accidentally guilty of that, because like, so I played before I started streaming again, I played so much with you and so much with Chris that like through that, like pretty much all of my viewers are from both of you. A few people came back from when I used to stream, right? But like, and I think because of that, I've tried for the most part to kind of avoid streaming when you guys do, just because I want to avoid that kind of situation just at all as possible. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was like, I remember, so we had a friend group before where it had actually gotten pretty like shitty and kind of heated about like, we had to sit down and have a discussion about like when I was streaming, when they were streaming, like we can't stream at the same time, like we can't overlap, and it just became like a big fucking issue. And it's just like I'm gonna work when I'm available to work, and if it so happens that like I'm streaming like when you're available to stream as well, it comes down it's down to whoever comes into your chat. Like if people come to hang out with you, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're streaming and they're stealing my viewers. Like, no, if people generally like want to hang out with me in my channel, then they're gonna do that.
yeah.
And there are multiple times when like I've got like 3 different streams up, and I just kind of like, I'll spend like a little bit of time here, and then I'll go over to this stream, and I bounce around like yeah, people are going to watch who they want to watch. Exactly. And it's not about, we're not trying to steal anything from other content creators or influencers and stuff like that. Like we're literally just trying to fucking be.
Yeah.
And like, I'm lucky enough to be at the point where this is a full-time job for me. I'm a full-time content creator, and unfortunately, I had a setback because of the shingles on my face, but like I'm getting back to the point where like I can wear makeup, and like I can hopefully wear contacts again soon, so I can actually start doing shit again on other platforms. And I've been I will be eternally grateful to the people who like,
you saved my
stuck
life.
around.
We're eternally grateful.
Yes.
I've been making so many Toy Story references recently. But okay, so kind of wrapping that up. This is a segment called "Whoa, this is a segment called "What the fuck just happened to Puka's camera?" Was that just on my end?
I think so. Nothing happened in Discord.
Did you see that on the stream? Holy fuck!
No.
Dude.
No, I didn't see anything. There.
What was that?
Whoa, it did it again. It's whenever I move my mouse away from Discord. What the fuck? I think it's only on my screen though. It is. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's not happening to us.
No.
That was fucking trippy. So ask me anything. So we had a bunch of, let me see if I can link this for you folks that have been watching. We do have a Google form to like kind of give feedback to us and stuff like that. After last week's episode, the first one, we did get a couple questions. So since Ollie's gone, I'm gonna ask you one, Puka. What led to you to start? What led you to start making TikToks?
Depression. I was going through a bad separation, and I was lonely and by myself. So, gang.
I mean,
I used to do LARPing. I used to do cosplay all the time. So I was like, well, here's a place that I can do LARPing and cosplay, and I can fucking get validation through other people, and where I'm not getting it in my regular life. And then I got better through therapy, lots of therapy, and my support system being fucking amazing. And now I'm good. I'm all Gucci, and I'm still doing shit for fun now, but it's for a different reason.
Hell yeah, big cock. Nightmare, can I actually ask you the same question? What led to you making TikToks?
Also depression, and I'm an artist I'm an artist by trade, so working with other mediums, was something that I've always done. Like I do like cosplay, prop creation and stuff like that, as well as like I paint and I'm a tattoo artist, and like I wanted another thing to kind of like occupy my creative mind, because like this thing's fucking nuts when it's left alone.
Listen, I don't know if you have a place where you post your art, but Nightmare has showed me art, and if you haven't seen Nightmare's art, you're fucked.
My
Instagram, link in bio.
my Instagram, my business Instagram is Linkachu Tattoo on Instagram.
There you go. So Ollie, someone has a question for you.
Oh, thanks, wifey.
So Ollie, Ghoul Bagel, tell us a little bit about your growth into Twitch, crossing over from TikTok, and was it a smooth transition, or what obstacles?
Oh, you got
had
that
to
shit
overcome?
backwards.
It is backwards. That's just what the question says. I didn't submit it.
So I already touched on like why I started it, but it's been wild to say the least. It's given me a purpose for myself, because like, you know, I'm a mom and I'm a wife and a very bad housekeeper, but like giving myself purpose in content creation, like, and it continues to like humble me, because even like one of this most recent stream that I didn't want to play any games. Like I didn't feel like playing anything. I literally sat there for like 5 hours talking to people about fucking rocks and different like what the rocks meant, what and shit like that. It just kind of like, and people just wanted to sit there and talk to me, and like I always have these thoughts of like why do people gravitate towards me? Like, why do they like my content so much, and why do they continue to just ingest my content pretty much? And it's so weird, and I have really bad imposter syndrome with it. It's just like I don't feel like I deserve any of it, because I'm like, I am just simple being. Like I do goofy makeup and I like rocks. I don't.
Yeah.
And it's just confusing, but it's definitely been a learning experience on many accounts.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped me grow, not only as like an online presence, but as a person. And I've definitely gained a lot of really cool, like a lot of cool people that I consider family, not just friends, but like literal family. And then I've had lots of lessons that I've had to learn.
Mm-hmm. So people actually submitted questions for me, which is weird for me. But one that came up a couple times was, or two actually. So like, how did I meet Mama Sloth, or my wife? You'll see her in chat once every fucking 6 months. She fucking hates me, dude. She never comes. Pepe hands.
Pepe hams.
But it'd be hilarious if she's fucking typed in chat right now. Like, fuck you. But a lot of people have asked me how I met her and how we got married so young. And then a lot of people have also asked me why I came back to streaming. I actually met Mama Sloth when I was working at Zoomies. I was like just a guy working there and just selling shit. And it was weird because like I wasn't supposed to be working that day, I was actually covering a shift that I wasn't going to cover, and like she came to a mall in town that she never goes to, and like in a store she never, like it was a weird coincidence, right? And so like we started talking, and like I don't know, one thing led to another, and now we're married, and she fucking yells at me all the time. So
Yeah,
but I don't know, like age never really mattered. Like I'm 24 and she's 21. Like I don't know, it's never really been like a huge deal for us, I guess. I mean, we waited until a year after we met to get married. So I mean, I don't know. But I originally started streaming 2 years ago because I was like really depressed with what I was doing, and I just needed friends. So like that's kind of where I'm coming from. And then I stopped streaming because I got like depressed that I wasn't, well, partially because I got depressed that I wasn't doing as well as I wanted to after a year. And then like also because like we needed money, and like I just had to start working, you know. And then I came back to streaming because I was depressed with what I was doing at my job, and like also because like Ollie had found some of my old clips, and like Tilt has been one of my really good friends, and like they both were just like, yeah, you just need to start streaming again, dude. Like, so I mean that's why I came back. You know, make friends and hang out.
Do you do the announcer voice in bed?
I do not do the announcer voice in bed. So anyone that saw
Why
that,
not?
anyone that saw that, dude, Rachel came in midway and got fucking pissed that I was doing that voice for so long. And like as she was in there yelling at me, right, I was like, Rachel, do you have any words for all of these people right now? What are your thoughts? And she was like, shut the fuck up. Like, so no, she's not a fan. I'm actually very quiet in the bedroom. I'm a good Christian boy. We don't do anything like that in the bedroom. I'm saving myself for Christ.
Yeah, all you do is fucking cry, dude.
Yeah, I just cry in the bedroom. But so anyway, there was another one that we had. Oh fuck.
There is a question for Nightmare in the chat.
Where it be?
No, I put it in the Discord.
God damn it, dude. You're making me fucking... You act like I actually have fucking
I
production
know.
value here, okay?
You have multiple monitors, goddammit.
Yeah, but so the
Shit.
thing is, so I'm sharing your cameras through Discord, right? So like if I pull up Discord, everything just gets leaked and we're all exposed and we're all going to get canceled because of all the...
here.
Is there anything...
Okay, do you want me to read it out loud?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Okay. Is there anything that you could change in your past? What would it be?
I don't know. I'm that weirdo that believes that everything that I went through kind of allowed me to become the person I am today. So like I wouldn't change anything. Because
Aww.
the shit
I
that
have so many fucking regrets. I cannot.
I was hoping
See-
she would just be like saying yes to the podcast.
I mean, like, probably my only regret in life is being friends with you, Jonathan.
Yep.
Oh,
but like,
dang, fucking samesies.
but no, like, I wouldn't really change anything because, like, I'm a fucking queen, and sometimes I forget that. But like, the shit that I went through made me that way. So like,
Exactly. And like, it's kind of like a life lesson as well, because like all the shit you go through, all the choices you make, all the decisions you make, like it's... I know I have a really bad problem with this that I am trying to get over slowly but surely, is that like shit is in the past, like just take it as a lesson, learn from it, and move on. It's kind of like, if I were to give an example, like when we play Among Us all together, like we don't. How do I explain this? Like, just because someone was the imposter last round doesn't mean that they're going to be imposter this round and shit, you know? So it's just instances like that
Vixen.
where it's always Vixen.
See, go ahead, waifu. I didn't know if you were done or not.
I was just going to say, like, you know, even in like all of my friendships and relationships and stuff, there have been arguments, there have been disagreements, there have been choices that I have made in life that, like, do I look back on them and just be like, fuck, dude, you were stupid. But like all of those choices and even minute details, it's just like it led me to right now. Like, I think if anything, kind of like the butterfly effect, you change one thing, it could have changed the entire course of where you ended up.
See, now I was like, how I am now is how I was like before, like, certain people came into my fucking life and absolutely destroyed my life for like a decade. So if I could just remove those people, I would still be the person that I am now. And I believe that I still would have found TikTok and I still would have been on this path now, just without that fucking trauma. So I would change that shit for sure.
I think my only regret is stopping streaming, in all honesty. Because, like, there are a lot of times where I think, like, if I kept streaming for the past year, like, where would I be, you know? Like, who would I have met? Like, stuff like that. I think
a regret of mine that I wish I could change is probably letting me get the best of me, I guess. Like, I'm really bad at being my own worst critic and my own worst enemy. I have probably, like, I've had opportunities like come to me that I just didn't feel like I deserved, so I didn't pursue them.
Mm-hmm. You mean like there was like sponsors and stuff, or?
Yeah, and like there have been companies that have reached out to me that literally wanted to employ me to be like game testers and shit like that, but like because of my own self-sabotaging and like lack of self-worth, it's led me to not have those opportunities anymore, and it sucks. But now it's like, it's, even though it's a regret, like now I come to think of it as that, like, you know, when a company does approach me or if I reach out to a company, I have to be like, I'm a good fucking content creator, and these companies want me to play their game, they want me to test them, and or like, you know, I have had people message me asking me if they can use my likeness as a D&D character, but I just leave those DMs unread because it's like,
just like me.
I'm really bad at answering messages. I'm sorry. I know I am. I'm bad at networking.
So someone asked me specifically what my dream job is. My dream job has always been a voice actor. I've always wanted to be a voice actor. It'd be so much fun. And I don't know, but it's something that's like impossible to pursue. So I mean, if something leads to that avenue, great, you know. But a question for everyone: what was a typical day like before COVID? For me, I was working at True Green doing sales, and so I was going door to door, knocking on people, trying to scam them into buying lawn care. That was me. I mean, other than that, you know, just hanging out with Rachel. We'd go to the park. We'd take the dog somewhere. You know, go on a drive, go shopping here. Not really shopping because we can't afford anything, right? But just like looking at stuff. What about you, Nightmare? What was a typical day?
A typical day for me. So I'm also a mom, and I'm a single mom. So while I'm not looking after my tiny gremlin, I'm a tattoo artist. So my typical day would be get up, drop my kid off, and go to work and tattoo cool shit. I specialize in all things nerd. So like my job's pretty cool. And then I would go home and create TikToks and other type of content on other platforms that I'm on. And then within the last, like, I have been streaming for roughly a year, but I only did it. I did through console for like 6 months, and I was like, nah, like I'm gonna wait till I build my PC. And only recently have I actually started streaming on the PC. So now that's kind of, there was like that was my balance, was like look after my kid, do the stream, do the tattoos, and go to bed.
Puka, typical day.
I'm doing literally the exact same shit now that I was doing before COVID because I'm essential. So,
Ollie, typical day.
It hasn't really changed too much. There's, I was still a content creator and stuff like that. Mr. Ghoul was still working. Mr. Ghoul actually took like a hiatus from working because I'm at the point now, thanks to my community and that I can be a full-time content creator and stuff. So he's at home helping me around the house and with the kids and stuff like that, and actually like getting to spend more time with the kids, because like he would get up and take the oldest boy to school, and then he would be gone from like 7 a.m. to damn near 8 o'clock at night sometimes. And there's a lot less going out. Like, we can't take the kids to the park. We can't take them to those like weird like indoor jumping places and shit like that. It's but yeah, it hasn't. I remember saying it at the beginning of the whole COVID thing, was I didn't really go out much as it is, but to have that option taken away, like, makes being stuck in your house so much fucking worse.
Mm-hmm. Another question that like showed up for all of us is how'd you come up with your username? Also, Puka has turned into Nightmare.
What do you mean? Oh, hello.
She turned her cam off, so it flipped it. So no.
How did I come up with my username? So I thought that it would be really, really funny, because I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, that it would be funny if your nightmare killed you, because when you kill someone, you get the kill tag where it just says like killed by so and so, or blank has killed you. I just thought it would be really funny that your nightmare could kill you, because like Freddy Krueger and shit. So that's I've had my gamer handle since I was like 12. I haven't had any other aliases, nothing. That's always been my tag for everything, is your nightmare. And then I like Avenged Sevenfold, so like that just kind of went hand in hand, and people were like, "Oh, is your username from Avenged Sevenfold?" I'm like, "No, I was just a stupid kid and was like, ha, your nightmare killed you." But it's the same, but different.
Ollie,
What about
go
you,
ahead.
Ivan? Oh, okay. So
my name is, so Ghoul comes from Fallout. My favorite Ghoul from the whole Fallout series is Hancock. My raisin husband. I love him so much. And Bagels, I just fucking like Bagels. And I'm pretty sure when I created it, I was making a Roblox account for my oldest son. But then the name stuck. I don't know. So now I'm just Ghoul Bagel for like ever now.
Puka.
So my username, Puka is my name. I've been named that since before I was born by my Irish great-great-grandmother that had dementia, who thought that it would be great to name an unborn baby after the Fae. If you don't know what a Puka is, I am basically, I live up to my namesake. Yeah.
Chaos Demon.
Yes. If a Puka likes you, they will treat you like gold. If they don't like you, they will destroy everything that you love. So that my username is just a play on words of polka dotted, obviously, and puka dotted. So that's what my username is, and it's been like that since MSN Messenger. So
My
I feel old.
That hurt my age.
I came up with my username because it was like a random generated PSN name. And I was like I just kept like clicking randomize, and hollow_sloth came up, and I was like, that's pretty fucking dope. This is kind of what I've always been.
BRB.
Oh my god, AIM. Yeah.
Does anybody in chat have any questions? Also, again, I know I've linked it like 6 times, but that's the Google form if you want to give feedback for shit like that. And there are more questions we haven't gotten to that we'll probably get to in later episodes, but this is kind of our closing point. About 10 minutes left here. You guys kind of want to like shout yourselves out? I know I've been doing it throughout the stream and like the links and stuff, but plug what you have going on.
Well, I guess most people in chat like have been in my channel as well.
Everyone.
But, you know I'm a Twitch streamer. I always play fucking DBD and fucking, if you want to follow me on other fucking platforms, same name everywhere. Just search Ghoul Bagel, you'll fucking find me. And apparently, thanks to Jonathan, I will be finally working up the courage to do an open frogs for you guys.
If you don't know what Open Frogs is, figure it out. We can't promote it on stream though. It's against TOS.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you know. Puka, what do you have going on? What are you?
I don't stream on Twitch, but I'm gonna post my link tree in the chat, and that's pretty much all my socials is right there. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm on TikTok and Instagram mostly. If you want to read some stupid, dumbass shit, then follow me on my Twitter. But yeah, everything else is in my link tree.
Nightmare, what do you do? What you got
all
going
of the
on?
things. All of the things. I'm on Open Frogs. I'm on TikTok. I'm trying to grab my link tree, but my internet just.
And if you want to see some really cool fucking tattoo art, make sure and follow the Linkachu one. Cause
Art in general.
Yeah, like I have let Nightmare stake claim to multiple body parts to tattoo. Like both of my thighs, one whole fucking leg, the side of my head, and like whatever the fuck else she wants to tattoo. She has like her art is phenomenal. I see a question though. What brought us all together? And
Cock.
Cock.
Puka.
Yeah.
Puka.
And TikTok. Like TikTok is what brought us 3 together, and then Twitch is what brought Jonathan to me, and then eventually to Puka and Nightmare. And then I also see another question. It says, how did you get past criticizing yourself and finally start posting content? I'm an A-type personality, but I can't bring myself to post what I have saved.
I didn't. I still do.
It's hard. Personally, like I don't post a video. I will make multiple versions of the same fucking video. Like, I'm sure you all remember that one video of Murmur lip syncing to a Skits Craven. I made 5 different versions of that one. And I sat on it for like 5 days because I didn't know which one to post, because it's just like I get to the point where even like certain ways that like my lip curls, or like, if I like do an angle and like a little bit of like this shows or something, it pisses me off and I won't fucking post it. And it's literally, if you like it, even just a little bit, just fucking post it. Because the only thing holding you back is yourself.
Yeah, so like I'm like, before I make content, when I get the idea to do it, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. While I'm in the middle of doing it, even right now, I'm like, I'm fucking stupid. Like, I look dumb. I don't know how to position myself. I think my voice sounds stupid. And like when I make a joke, like I think it's fucking stupid, you know? But like, and then afterwards I go back and watch it and I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking idiot, dude. And then like, but I still just do it, you know? Cause like, it's what I feel like doing. It is what it is. There's a lot dumber shit on the internet than the shit that I do. So like, can't be that bad, you know?
Like, so that's like why I really appreciate that, you know, Drop has edited some VODs for me and you've edited a VOD for me. And like, I cannot watch my own Twitch VODs. I can't. I literally just criticize every single little thing and I don't make any clips from it, even though there's like really cool content and like really funny moments and stuff. I just like, I don't like it. I can't listen to my own voice and it's like, but honestly, just there's been a lot of videos that like I am not happy with, but for some reason the videos that I don't like seem to fucking skyrocket and get the greatest reviews and like people are just like, holy shit, this is so awesome. And I'm just sitting there like, this is not my best work, and I'm just nitpicking myself. But I enjoy myself in the moment when I finally like get that video done where it's just like, okay, it's adequate enough. I'll deal with it. Just fuck it, whatever. But then there are some times where like I'll get something and I'll get it down really good. And it's just kind of like one of those like, woo, tilt, I did it moments. And it's just like, fuck yeah. And like, you're going to have good content and then you're going to have bad content. And it just like, you have to start somewhere. And you can only go fucking upwards with content. You just have to keep working at it. And if you get an idea, sometimes it's going to be a good idea and sometimes it's going to flop.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me when posting content is that if it makes me feel good while I film it, that's good enough for me. You know, like I can still nitpick and like because like I do transitions and stuff like that. Like I kind of have to be a little bit more like attention to detail because I want to make sure that it loops properly, or you know, like so I'm spending quite a bit of time filming. And sometimes like I'll have a super cool idea and I'll nail it, but then I sit on it because like I'll only post 4 videos and then I go back and look at it and I'm like, man, fuck, this is stupid. But like I felt good when I did it, so I'm still gonna post it. And even if it's not the greatest video and you don't feel like it's the greatest video, it might be the greatest video to somebody else. Don't pay attention to numbers because that's just going to hurt you and your creativity in the long run. One of the biggest things that you do because you're creating content is to help you and to make yourself feel good, and to, you know, like if you're doing cosplay, like if you feel super fucking confident in cosplay, then you know, like then do that because it's giving you serotonin. Chase the serotonin. Always chase the serotonin. And then if something comes of it, something comes of it. Something doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you're doing it for you and it makes you feel good. That's the only thing that I care about when I'm doing content.
The only thing that I nitpick is usually transitions. And like Nightmare and I and Bagel and I have made videos together where I'm kind of like, it's a little bit off. Let's try it again, and we'll try it again and we'll fucking nail it. And be like, awesome. Post that shit. I don't give a fuck. I give 0 fucks. If it makes me laugh, I'm posting it. I don't give a single shit. None.
Hell yeah.
Even though you're creating content with the hope of other people liking it, at the end of the day, it's gotta be like, if I enjoyed myself, if it makes me feel good, then that's what matters to me. Because I've told a couple people this recently, like the most important person to you is you. So like I'm very self-deprecating. Like I am, again, my worst
confirm.
enemy. Are there any videos y'all have made and regret or embarrass you now?
Fucking Moto, man. That shit will haunt me forever.
All of them.
Shut up, Jonathan.
I'm dead serious. Like, look at my TikTok, dude. It's all just fucking weird shit.
I've seen your TikToks. They're
Fucking
hilarious.
hilarious. I love
No.
that.
Well, darn, Moto was not fantastic. Moto was absolute trash, and I will not repost that shit. Absolutely not.
I'm not going to
So-
say what video I'm most embarrassed of, but if you go to the very start of my TikTok, I bet you can find it.
Hell yeah. Well, so I think we're
Wifey, no!
we're about out of time. I think this has been really good. With as far as like, the conversations we've had and stuff.
There's one question there.
Any,
The question is, if you could collab with your biggest TikTok idol, who would it be?
I already did, bitch. Right there. Boop,
oh
boop,
God.
boop, boop, boop.
Dude, I'd have to say call me Chris. I don't know if you guys know who she is. But she-
Another fellow Canadian.
Yeah, she does like the tiny hand shit and the
Canadians are fucking amazing.
what I imagine it's like to have a toddler. I just think she's fucking hilarious. That's the one for me. But so we are out of time. But any of you guys that came here, like from Puka or Nightmare or Ollie, and you don't know who I am,
I don't have a Twitch stream. They didn't come for
you
me.
shouted it out. But any of you guys that don't know who I am, I play a lot of random games. I get mad at pretty much anything that you could possibly fucking imagine. Yeah, I play a lot of random shit, World of Warcraft. Been playing a lot of Godfall recently. Dead by Daylight. A lot of Souls games. So if you like low tier content, definitely consider following and hanging around. I think I'm gonna play some shit here in a minute. But do you guys have any final words?
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
Eat ass.
I was gonna say live fast, eat ass.
Be kind. I'd say be kind. Reach out
I
to
would say ass is one of the main 5 food groups, but go ahead, Jonathan. You're more wholesome
reach
than
out
I
to
am.
someone you haven't talked to in a while. If you feel like you're stuck in, one of these parasocial relationships, definitely just approach the person, let them know, talk to them, and kind of settle it, But thank all 3 of you for hanging out, having the good chats. One last time, I'm going to shout everyone out. There we go. And then there's Nightmare. So yeah, I'm gonna play a game. I don't know what I'm gonna play, but yeah. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for having me. Love, 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 love.
Bye bye.